Okay, so we're good to go. So we'll start call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. DeVillio, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of
Of the United States of America and to the republic
for which
which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's January and it's time to reorganize. So the floor is open for any motions for anybody to appoint a chair and vice chair of the board.
You're on that motion. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Judge Gibbons as the chair, reappoint, and Sheriff McAndrew as the vice chair.
I'll second both.
On the question, I will abstain from the vote on me, but I will vote aye on Sheriff McAndrew. So we'll have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, and as happens every time I get reappointed as chairman, I'm lost for words to how to express my undying gratitude. But I'll think of something someday, and thank you all properly. So seriously, thank you. It's an honor to serve with all of you, and I enjoy my time on this board very, very much. So let's go to the next item on the, we'll have to go back really and talk about the regularly scheduled meeting days of the prison board to be heard on the third Wednesday of each month at 12:30. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. And as we always do, I'll entertain a motion to follow Robert's Rules of Orders for conducting our periodic meetings.
Motion.
There's a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
There's a second. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. We will continue to follow Robert's Rules of Order. So let's go back up and we'll call for, I trust everybody's had an opportunity to read the meeting minutes from the December meeting. I was not there because I was in the middle of a trial, but I trust everybody's had an opportunity to review those meeting minutes. And I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
Motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Sorry.
Okay. Is anybody from the public, Tracy, since we're soliciting emails again, are there any comments on the agenda items only?
No, we did
Okay.
not receive any emails.
All right, so we'll move for the next item on the agenda is item 22-3001, a motion to approve the current payables for the Community Corrections Center and the prison. I trust everybody's had an opportunity to review those that were sent out in advance of the meeting. And so I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. All current payables for the Community Corrections Center and the prison will be paid. Next item on the agenda, 22-3008, a motion to pre-approve and audit bills and certify for payment all bills which routinely fall within the adopted budget, and that all invoices which do not fall within the adopted budget parameters be brought here to the board meeting for pre-approval for payment and to approve payroll at the monthly meetings.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve that. Do I have a second
I'll second.
on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. All right, let's move to the reports. First item for the controller's report, item 22-3002. Mr. DeVillio?
Yes, Judge. Just briefly, before I give my December report for the canteen account and inmate accounts, we've had a few questions lately about the inmate account and canteen accounts, and I just briefly would like to give a quick description of both prior to reading my report, reporting on numbers. So the inmate account consists of just that, inmates' money. Money that an inmate may have had on their person when they came to the Lackawanna County Prison, money that is sent to them from a family or a friend, money that they may earn if they are on work release. And this money is held in the account for individual inmates by the prison. Any balance is returned to the inmate upon release from the prison or transferred to another facility. This money is typically used for buying items from a 3-page approved list of commissary products. Beyond what food is provided by the prison, items like snacks, some beverages, candy, pastries, and money is also used for phone calls and postage. Now, the canteen account is county-owned money, which has been derived from profits of purchases made by inmates on commissary sales. This money, according to prison policy, is to be used for the welfare of inmates. Examples of canteen account expenses are haircuts, Comcast cable TV, law library materials, and other reading materials. Typical recurring expenses, as we just voted, such as those on my monthly controller's report, are pre-approved by the prison board. Non-recurring expenses are to be brought to the prison board for approval according to prison policy.
Last summer.
And with that said, my report for December is as follows. County Controller's report for the prison inmate and canteen accounts for December of 2021. The Controller's office reviewed the prison inmate and canteen account reconciliations, which were prepared by the prison business office for the month of December 2021, and found no discrepancies between the reconciliations and the bank statements. The balance in the inmate account was $613,775.40 as of December 31st of 2021. The balance in the canteen checking account was $766,849.98 as of December 31st of 2021. And in addition, as of December 31st, the canteen account owned 2 certificates of deposit, one valued at $15,000 and the other at $132,338.08, totaling $147,338.08. And that concludes my December 2021 report.
Thank you, and thanks for that breakdown of the differences between the accounts. Any questions for Controller DeVillio? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report.
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you. So now it's time, we're gonna beam in Mr. Jeffers for the community, correct there? There he is. Mention his name and he magically appears. Good afternoon, Mr. Jeffers. You're on mute.
Yes, I am on mute. Yep.
Yeah.
A little signal come up and say I'm on mute. Nice. Okay, sorry, Your Honor. I'm going to start with the Community Corrections reports for December 2021.
Please.
Item number 1, programs total. Adult house arrest had 161 participants, and juvenile house arrest had 15 participants. Item number 2, the program's totals for the month of December were $60,983.84. Item 3, the program's expenses for December were $113,326.67. Item 4, the program's completions were 47. The program's violations were 7. Item 6, program's outstanding warrants, 3 for work release and 2 for house arrest. And item 7, the final budget report for the year 2021. Overtime was at 15%, expenses were at 92%, and revenue is at 123%. And Your Honor, as I said in the past, that figure at the bottom, the revenue of 123%, that's because we projected the revenue to be lower because of 2020's revenue. So we surpassed what we believed we were going to bring in. That will obviously go up in 2022 to a higher amount that'll be estimated to be collected.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Chief of Staff Jeffers? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report for the Community Corrections Center.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, we got 2 seconds. So on the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The report is approved. Thank you, Mr. Jeffers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Beam
board.
out if you want, or you can stick around if you like.
I'll have a nice day.
Okay. He always likes to beam out. I don't,
He's a busy guy.
I guess. All right, let's move on to the warden's report, item 22-3004. Warden Betty.
Good afternoon, members of the board. The in-house population, the average daily population for December of 2021 was 640 inmates. 473 were county inmates. For the month of December, we averaged 582 adult males, 3 juvenile males, and 55 adult females. And the average daily population of U.S. Marshal detainees was 167. Our overtime and out-of-county boarding reports are attached. Our staffing update, currently we have 167 full-time correctional officers on shift. We have 6 out on workers' comp. We have 0 out on continuous FMLA, but 68 with intermittent FMLA, and 7 full-time vacancies for a total of 180 full-time officers. The ongoing pandemic has had an impact on staffing over the course of the last week or 2 of December and into January, and it continues up until today. Currently, we have approximately 10 staff members out due to isolation or quarantine protocols. The COVID news, due to the number of infections, the prison went into a general lockdown on January 4th. As mentioned above, staffing has been affected by the significant increase in those who have tested positive and those who have had family members who have had tested positive. And with respect to the inmate population, the number has been fluctuating. Back on the 4th, 5th, 6th, right in that area, we had a high of about 70. Currently today, it's fortunately down to 7 that are, I guess you could say, actively positive. The budget as of December 31st, revenue was at 93%. Expenses were at 99%. Extraordinary occurrence reports, there were 6 in the month of December. On 12/1, a county inmate was observed striking his head out a window located inside a cell. The person was placed in the emergency restraint chair in order to ensure his safety from his own actions. On the 4th, a county inmate was on a suicide prevention watch and was observed attempting to intentionally break his arm and was observed jumping off his bed in an attempt to self-harm. He too was placed in the ERC in order to protect him from himself. On the 14th, an inmate was observed attempting to harm himself by repeatedly hitting his head against the cell wall. Staff placed the individual in the ERC for his personal safety. On the 15th, an inmate was on a behavioral watch and was observed to be attempting self-harm by repeatedly hitting his head off the wall. This was the same individual mentioned in above. And once again, staff placed this individual in the ERC to prevent him from hurting himself. On 12/21, an inmate on a suicide prevention watch was observed attempting to harm himself. Staff also placed him in an ERC to prevent him from self-harm. And finally, on the 31st, a newly committed individual became agitated with the booking process and refused to cooperate with staff. He began to issue verbal threats to the officers, and when he then raised his arms in an act of aggression, staff attempted to gain control, and the inmate became combative. OC spray was deployed by a sergeant in order to gain compliance, and the staff were able to then place him in the emergency restraint chair. Once he was securely placed in the ERC, the medical staff assessed him, applied decontamination protocols, and upon completion of the booking process, this individual was placed in a camera cell on a medically approved behavioral watch. PREA, there was one PREA investigated, completed in the month of December. It was an allegation of inmate sexual misconduct, and it was deemed founded, and the investigative findings have been forwarded to the district attorney's office. And this concludes my report.
Any questions for the warden? Okay. Warden, when people are released from the emergency restraint chair, what's the process after that?
Well, what we do, Your Honor, is we check on them periodically during that. So that's we make it as short of a time period as possible. And the individual, like I said, when they first get placed in the ERC, they're checked out by our medical department to make sure restraints aren't too tight or anything along those lines. Once the individual calms down enough, we have a team that comes in, and for safety reasons, they'll release him so that his hands are free, then his legs are free, depending on what the situation was. Sometimes the individual goes into a camera cell because a 15-minute behavioral watch has been placed on them as a result of all the activity. Other times, if it's deemed appropriate, they will then be just placed in their cell, or the ERC will be removed from their cell, because that's what we do, is we put them in a cell in that chair.
Okay. Okay.
I guess varies by how the individual is reacting.
So it's a case by case basis.
Yes.
Okay. All right, any other questions for the warden? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the warden's report.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you, Warden. Your report's approved. Stick around in case we have any questions from the public. Tracy, I know you told me we had one email earlier today, right?
Right, we received one email, but I informed the person that since they did not supply their name and address as per the legal ad, that they would have to resubmit for the next meeting, okay?
Okay, okay, all right. Anything else?
That was it.
Okay, thank you. Any members have any other business? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thanks you again, everybody, and thank you, Tracy, for all the good work that you do.
Thank you.